Welcome to the Fasting Podcast, Wow, Wellness and Optimal Weight. I'm your host, Julie Phillips, certified natural health professional, bringing you episode 113, Candida, Signs, Causes, Solutions. I'd like to introduce you to my sponsor for this episode, which is Fast Bar, the only bar scientifically formulated for intermittent fasting. Products are plant-based, free of GMO, gluten, soy, and dairy, and it's keto-friendly, nut-based nutrition bar that can also be incorporated besides with fasting, low-carb, plant-based, gluten-free, or just clean eating approaches. The 5 flavors are nuts and honey, lemon berry, cacao chip, dark cocoa, blueberry acai. The benefits seen in a randomized control study, Fast Bar has the same impact on your glucose levels as water alone. Amazing. If you are interested in getting an additional 15% discount on the already discounted products, go to fastbar.com and use the code TFP for the Fasting Podcast. Candida is a very important topic. Some of the things you may have not ever heard about Candida are going to be presented here, and rather than taking notes, it might be a good idea to take a look at the slides that were used in this presentation, and they're on our website at the end. We all have some yeast in the body. We all breathe air. When it's in proper balance, it can actually aid with absorbing our nutrients and digestion if it's in the proper balance. And when we die, it can actually be the mechanism to eat the flesh off a body. Friendly flora and probiotics are a crucial part of the immune system, and that is a key thing that keeps Candida under control. So many things kill friendly flora: antibiotics, other medications, too much stress, too much salt, sugar, etc. They can allow the yeast overgrowth to overtake the body. Not only can Candida auris, A-U-R-I-S, be very serious and deadly, but the common Candida albicans can actually cause serious life-threatening challenges. I got into natural health as a professional because of a scare related to abnormal cells and threat of cancer. I know 2 men that became health professionals because they were misdiagnosed and said that Candida would have been the cause of their eventual demise. Candida actually thrives on poorly digested carbs and lack of probiotics. So if we keep great carb digestion, because 42% of it happens in the mouth and needs excellent chewing and getting those digestive juices in there without too much liquid or fats at the same time in the mouth to distract from digestion. So it's really good to get plentiful probiotic or friendly flora in the body, not too many carbs, and great digestion. Candida can actually hide in 3 coatings, so we use enzymes, you'll hear, to eliminate the coatings and get these yeast back under control. These are the organisms that are in everyone's body. They're living organisms, but having worked in a health food store, it's shocking how many people have an overgrowth of yeast. Candida is emitting toxins such as, one is called acetaldehyde, which can damage our DNA and increase our cancer risk. And there's one called gliotoxin, which suppresses our immune system and impairs liver detoxification. What are some possible signs when we listen to our body to find out that we might be at risk at having this and that we might want to resolve some issues? One thing is persistent fatigue, and if your doctor's ever told you have chronic fatigue, you know there's a lot more symptoms that go on with that. This could be a key factor here with Candida. Mood problems, things like anxiety and depression. If you continually are getting recurring infections, either urinary, vaginal, sinus, signs also of a weak immune system. These are clues that you might have an issue with Candida. An oral infection in the mouth, which even in babies it's called thrush, you would see a tongue coating, especially maybe in the morning, and possible bad breath. Intestinal challenge could be possible signs: flatulence, burping, bloating, constipation, diarrhea. Brain fog. focus, concentration, memory, physical coordination, skin itching in different parts of the body, nail infections, for example, athlete's foot, hormone issues can be a key factor, and the inflammation that Candida produces and the Candida byproducts mimic estrogen, which is a hormone that is in both females and males. And some of the things that could happen are early menopause might be a sign, PMS, a low sex drive, migraines, endometriosis for some women, water retention, mood swings, and here's a biggie, especially if you're on a fasting program or a weight program, inability to lose unwanted pounds. Like no matter what you do, it's very difficult to get rid of it. And in advanced cases, if you eat a carby meal, does your belly pooch out like a pregnant look? Here's a simple saliva test that you can get from the notes on the website at the end, or you can just do a search online where you use a clear glass of water and you can check yourself. And it's highly motivating that if you get a bad result from this saliva test in your home, you could actually do tonight, then you also would be highly motivated to take action if you see little stringers coming down in the glass in the morning. Also, there are some more official testing that could be done, and those are all listed in our notes. Possible causes or risk factors. Let's talk about that. Well, have you ever had antibiotics? Because they kill the bad and the good flora and can let that candida run out of control. Birth control pills, big factor. Alcohol, smoking, heavy metals. And if you have heavy metals and candida together, it can be even more difficult than normal to try to get rid of the candida overgrowth. And don't forget, it's communicable, so if you have a sexual partner who has a big candida issue, it can pass back and forth in body fluids. People that use corticosteroid inhalers, other medications, these can affect and be risk factors and possible causes. If you've got heartburn or reflux, especially those on those proton pump inhibitors, that could be a risk factor. People that decide to do chemotherapy and radiation. What about diabetes? Typically, these people might have excess sugar running around in their system. And we know, again, that Candida thrives on sugar or carbs. A weakened immune system will often happen when we have a serious issue with Candida. We could end up with what they call leaky gut, where there's holes in the gut lining and food is getting out there through the holes and floating around the system undigested, confusing the immune system. So the doctor might say you have an autoimmune challenge. So it usually starts with poor diet, especially a diet with non-organic foods, high in carbohydrates, especially refined carbohydrates and sugar. Chlorinated and fluorinated water can be factors. Poor chewing, because you really need to break these down, like we said in the beginning, and keep your fats or liquids out of the mouth when you're digesting carbs. And a real big deal here as a possible cause is lack of sufficient prebiotic to support them, like the prebiotic fibers and enzymes. So let's look at some possible solutions. Super important, chew your food thoroughly. Some people like to do as many as 25 to 40 bites, getting it liquid before you swallow it. Keeping liquids away from your meals. Keeping the carbs super low while you're trying to kill Candida. Try to eat organic and all natural as much as possible. Plentiful pure water, again, not chlorinated or fluorinated, away from the meals. Open channels of elimination. We did episode 17 on that. This is a really major big deal. Many super popular doctors that are presenting natural health and do articles on Candida don't realize that enzymes are an empty stomach are crucial to eat up the protective coatings they're hiding in. So it's very important to take the right kind of powerful, they call them systemic enzymes when they're on the empty stomach, to address the 3 different kinds of coatings that the yeast are hiding in. So do your own homework. Yes, of course, I have my favorite particular enzyme probiotic blend that can not only be taken on an empty stomach, but also taken digestively, not just systemically, right before the meals. When you take the probiotics with the enzymes, this is like a little sneak attack where on an empty stomach, the enzymes will break down those coatings, exposing the little rascals to the probiotic friendly flora that's right taken at the same time, maybe in the same capsule, and eliminating a lot of what is called die-off symptoms from trying to get rid of Candida. So we want to have lots of probiotics in our body. It's good to have a big variety. You can get some probiotics through fermented foods, but for killing a lot of Candida to get going, supplemental capsules are highly suggested. Then with the coating gone, now you can use different kinds of herbs and oils, caprylic acid, or oregano, clove, milk thistle for the liver, podiarco, turmeric, grapefruit seed extract, or Oregon grape extract, ginger. There's so many different herbs, but eliminating the coating they're hiding in, again, exposes them to be able to really address getting rid of them and also to eliminate a lot of the die-off. If you have a lot of it in your mouth, you see the coating on your tongue, whitish, grayish in the morning, you can use 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and I always would choose organic, of course, can be mixed with 3 drops of organic clove oil and swish for 20 minutes. So that might be very helpful for what they call oral Candida or thrush. So keep monitoring how you're doing. Consider your intimate partner doing a program with you and work on prevention. Once you feel you've got things under control, go back to the list that we had of possible signs to see if, oh, yeah, I did used to have this issue, but it's no longer a problem, etc., through the list. And then go into a prevention mode with your organic eating, your great digestion, your probiotics, and low net carbs. The website that has these slides on it for episode 113 is www.jpwowprograms.com. Please refer others. And if you want my feedback on which supplement brands I prefer, email julie@jpwowprograms.com. Stay positive, focused, and determined, because where the mind goes, energy flows.